Good evening, everybody. Welcome to PatFacts. Patrick here, Pattern Back Personal Fitness, coming to you from a remote live outdoor location. Thought we switched things up a little bit this week. Hope everyone's doing well. I want to talk about something that I saw on the news the other day. If you saw it in my kind of announcement, my post for the night, you'll know what we're talking about. The old adage, no pain, no gain. And I'd say no way to that. No pain, no gain is a very kind of outdated term that was used back in the 80s, 90s. Again, kind of rhyming, kind of catchy way to get people involved and into their fitness routines. And the intention behind it was good, meaning you got to push hard. You have to work hard, get out of your comfort zone to see benefits, to see the changes, to see the goal achievements that you want to see and the improvements in your physical abilities. That was kind of the intent behind it, as far as I can tell and remember. That no pain, no gain was to not be too light, not be too easy on yourself, push yourself to do better, which we all want to do. But unfortunately, like a lot of things that come out that way, it got taken quite literally in no pain, no gain, almost that you have to feel pain in order to be successful in your workouts or in your fitness journey. And that's simply not the case. And again, far from it. We want to kind of get away from that. And I saw a news report the other day, and the report was great. The idea behind it was to not work through the pain and to go get yourself checked out if need be, and get your rest and recovery and get your treatments and modify as you need to until you're better. But they started with we were all familiar with no pain, no gain. Well, maybe that's not true, was sort of their teaser going into the commercial. And of course, it's not true. It's again, an old adage, an outdated one, one that I don't use personally and don't feel comfortable with being used in the fitness field. It's very misleading, and for a lot of people, it can set them up for injuries and failure in their exercise lifestyle and in their routine. So again, the intent was okay. I feel like to again push yourself beyond your limits and to get out of your comfort zone a little bit and try to get a little bit better. But again, if there's pain, we don't want to push through it. We want to stop what we're doing typically and get assessed. Maybe give yourself a couple rest days, see if things ease up, heal up a little bit. And if not, then maybe it's time to go get it checked out. Typically, I go the route of a physiotherapist or a chiropractor, an athletic therapist, someone that has a knowledge of more in-depth knowledge of injuries and how the body works. An MD is great, useful for a lot of things. They can be useful for some of these injuries and pains that we have. But for me, I find the success usually is a little higher of a recovery rate when we involve maybe, again, someone with a little more background in exercise or athletics, or just a better understanding of the muscles in the body and how things work. And typically they'll assess for your injuries or what's really causing the pain. Sometimes an MD will treat the pain more so because that's where it is. And again, they're all different. Some are great, just like anything else. Some are great and maybe some aren't for you. But that's typically where I find the most success, because again, they'll find kind of the root of the pain, give you the exercises, the stretches, the corrections, whatever necessary to deal with that. And then you can kind of incorporate those or work with those during your routine to get better. Or again, you take some time off and come back from that routine. So if you've experienced pain in your workouts, stop what you're doing. It could be a sudden pain, maybe a quick injury, or it could be kind of a building pain that comes up over time. Maybe there's a little bit of a misalignment. Maybe the way you're standing for an exercise is a little bit off. Maybe you're shifting weight. Maybe you're leaning to one side. Maybe your hips are a little bit of alignment. There could be a multitude of reasons for it, but try to figure it out. Take the rest, see if it heals up. And if not, then again, get it assessed, get it treated, and then come back stronger and progress back into those workouts. But if you've been with us, remember, if you do take some time off, you're not going to jump back into where you were. You got to scale back a little bit, especially if you're coming off injury, and bring yourself back up to the point you were at, working with your physiotherapist or your chiro or your massage therapist and your trainer or coach, all those people working together. And again, if you've been with us, we talked one night about how I feel like we should have teams. A client and I joked about how we're not Usain Bolt with his team that travels around with him everywhere. Maybe not, but we should have a team of people, professionals that help us. Our fitness coaches, nutritionists, dietitians, physiotherapists, chiropractor, massage therapist, whatever kind of stream you prefer. But we should have kind of a group that we really trust and can go to, and hopefully that will work well with each other. When you go to the chiropractor, you get your adjustments. The adjustments are just a temporary thing to kind of put you back in alignment, but there should be exercises and things to do that help keep you in that position. So maybe that's where working with your fitness coach or wellness coach and the chiro, them working together, can maybe modify or adapt your program to make sure you get those results and you get maybe the spine or the hips back where they need to be, and then you can further your fitness journey after that, because then you'll get better results, less chance of injury once you make those steps occur for you. So another important factor is to keep in mind that there will be, what I like to say more than pain is fatigue during a workout. If again we say the intent behind that was good, we want to push ourselves and work hard. So there's going to be some fatigue. The muscles are going to feel maybe de-energized. You're going to feel a little bit of maybe some, I usually say kind of a little bit of stiffness the next day, more so than pain. There's maybe a little stiffness because the muscles have been worked hard. You make slight damages to them. They're recovering as they adapt. So there could be a little bit of discomfort there, a little stiffness the next day. Again, we don't want any pain. So trying to learn the difference in your body of feeling fatigued, maybe a little bit low energy, or the feeling of working hard, how the muscles feel after that versus a sharp pain or discomforting pain that, again, could be an indication of a bigger problem that we want to get looked at. So, and that's why I'm trying to venture out even more as a fitness coach and wellness coach, than maybe not to downplay, but then just a personal trainer, is the fact of trying to work through it and empower you, the clients, to be able to have that knowledge, to understand the body awareness, to know something doesn't feel right today. It's not my usual kind of after workout feel or the little fatigue I feel. There's a little something feels a little off today. There's an ache, there's a pain. Something doesn't feel quite right. What should we do? Let's get that body awareness and again put some of the power in your hands, because as we mentioned, not everyone has your best interest in mind when certain life events come up or certain historical events even come up. We see how sometimes health and fitness are put to the back burner. So we need to be very in tune with our own health and wellness and our bodies and our minds, and know how they're connected and understand how our body feels when it's performing at an optimal level, and understand the warning signs when maybe it's not, or maybe it's starting to not perform at that level. So we can correct things as soon as possible to try to stay as consistent with our routines as possible, but also to not let those things kind of build up and get worse and worse. And maybe 10 years down the road, that little naggy kind of pain in your knee turns into something more serious, or that little ache in your back turns into a surgery or something where maybe then you're off workouts for a longer period of time, and maybe work and those types of things too. So we want to make our fitness journey progressive and consistent, and we want to make sure we keep injury prevention as part of our fitness journey as well. It's part of the wellness that we're looking for. Part of physical wellness is trying to hopefully eliminate or prevent as much as we can, but at least limit that physical injury as best we can. So again, we can continue on with our fitness journey. So again, no pain, no gain, no way. For me, that's again an outdated sort of thing. If there's pain, then you need to shut her down, as you say, get the workout off, figure out what it is, maybe take a day or two of rest, ease back into it, see how things are. If it's persistent, get it checked out, get it looked at. Again, whatever method you prefer. Again, for me, typically I'll go physio, usually first, physio chiro first, kind of go that route. Again, someone maybe with an athletic background if you can, even massage therapy, depending on what the issue feels like. And again, someone maybe that has a little more of a clinical background or an athletic background that understands how the body works and some of the demands that you put on the body as an athlete that we all are. Go through the treatments, do your exercises at home. A lot of us go to our chiro or physio appointments, get our adjustments, get our treatments, They give us a sheet of exercises, and it kind of gets put aside. That's part of the process. That helps the treatments that they do work better. That's why they give you the stretches or the exercises to do. So get those in. Again, a lot of clients all incorporate that into their workout. So maybe they can't do exercise A, B, and C, but let's take those out of the routine for now, and let's put in your physio exercises, your chiropractor exercises, your rehab exercises. Let's make that part of your workout, and then it's not something extra you have to do all the time. It's part of your day. I mean, you know you're going to work out at, say, 10 a.m., so let's work that into it, and then at least one time a day, it's kind of covered in part of your regular routine. So then you can, again, doesn't feel like such a chore or an extra thing to do. That will help you hopefully shorten the number of visits you need to make to that professional, and then get you back on back playing at 100% even sooner, because you go through that process. So take your time, rest, recover, get your treatments, do your exercises and your rehab, whatever's prescribed for you. Keep those checkouts going, and then when you're cleared, then get back into your regular routine. But again, dial it down a little bit. You won't be back where you were typically when the injury happened. You have to scale it back a little bit, work your way back up to where you were. Good news is you'll get there faster because you've been there already. So don't dread too much about taking that step back. You'll get that momentum and start moving forward very quickly, and get back to where you were at the time maybe that you had to take the time off fairly quickly, as we've talked about here, even with trips and things like that. Scale it back a bit after a bit of a break, and you'll get yourself back into it when you're ready, because you don't want to come back too soon or do too much too soon and then end up back on that injury list because you overdid it that first workout back. And it's tough because you're excited to get back into it and back into that routine. But again, it all comes back to our systems and our plans. Know that you need to work through this just like you would, say, a new exercise or a new routine. You've got to sort of work through that, have a plan to get you going and moving forward, and look at ways to implement the systems you've used to achieve your goals, to overcome the injury and get back on track, and look at the ways you can. But again, I just feel like this saying's been popping up more and more recently. And again, it was gone for a while, but I feel like I know I worked at a gym where I had a social media person and a promoter or marketer did a blurb. I did a post or a little blog post, and they did a caption, and they included in it, "No pain, no gain." And I went right in and said, "Can you please take that out? I don't use that sentence. It's old, it's dated. I don't feel that it's appropriate." But again, they weren't in the field, but they remember hearing that from the buzzwords of TV and other trainers and commercials and things going on. So everyone maybe who isn't in the field associates it with it. But for a lot, it can create just intimidation, for one, of thinking, oh, there's going to be pain, it's going to hurt. That keeps a lot of people from exercise and feeling that there's going to be pain and discomfort and hurt that's going to come from it. And that shouldn't be the case. It should, again, be a feeling of fatigue, of effort being spent, of pushing yourself to kind of just outside your comfort zone and working through that. But then there should be a sense of satisfaction after that and feeling the process of recharging. Not a pain that you have to kind of deal through. And the art of the report that I watched said, it was an American channel, said that 1 in 5 Americans work through pain and then end up making their injury worse. And then again, typically if that happens, then you're on the shelf for a longer period of time. You can't just bounce back. So again, a couple of days of rest, recovery, or a couple of weeks of maybe some rehab or modifying your activities a little bit. Remember, there typically are ways we can modify workouts if need be. If your lower body is off limits for some workouts, maybe we can do some upper body or some core or some stretching to get you through this. Again, that's where someone like myself as a coach can come in and guide you through some of these, working with your physios and your chiros or your MDs, whatever it is you're going through for your treatments. We can work together to make sure that you stay maybe consistent, get your recovery, your rehab in, but also stay on track and progress through this together. So get yourself treated, take your time, get the rest in, see if things clear up. And if not, seek the help you need. Correct the pain early, as I was kind of getting to. A couple weeks or a few days or something now could be better, even though it's frustrating, could be a lot better than maybe weeks or months or worse down the road because we didn't get something looked at. We didn't work through it. or we did work through it, sorry, we didn't get it corrected, and then it made the injury even worse or more severe. So again, anything that feels off, sharp pains, things that don't feel quite right, again, take a second, take the rest. If you need to, get them checked. Talk to your coach, talk to your physician, talk to your physio, get a feel for things, get some opinions, different opinions if you need to. I've had clients who have gone through 2 or 3 physios because they weren't really happy with the treatment or the diagnosis they were sort of given. If you're not sure, you don't feel comfortable, get, just like anything else, maybe get that second opinion and see. But once you have someone, go through that process, follow their advice, follow their guidance, work in conjunction with your other team members, your nutritionists, your fitness coaches, and again, get yourself healthy, food, rest, stress levels, again, all impact your recovery as well and your risk of injury. If you're stressed out, you're tense, you're a little more likely to maybe hurt yourself. So that's why we always talk about wellness as an all-encompassing factor, not just physical. Because if you're emotionally not well and stressed all the time and tense, that could maybe lead to a higher chance of a physical injury, some chronic pain, things we feel. So again, trying to keep that kind of a full wheel of wellness working efficiently as best we can, because all those factors affect us, affect each other. And if you do happen to get an injury, again, all those different factors can help or hinder your recovery, depending what things maybe are struggling a little bit. So try to do your best, stay as consistent as you can with, maybe you can't get to the gym because of injuries, but let's keep your nutrition, hydration, your rest, your stress management. Let's try to keep those factors working for us as best we can, because that will help the recovery process and help get you back to the gym again. So if you have one of those 80s t-shirts with no pain, no gain spray painted on it, or tie-dyed, maybe you can keep it, but remember, don't live by it. It's a little bit outdated. I don't want you guys in pain. I want you to be operationally fit. I want you to be able to live each day to the best of your abilities and perform at a high and optimal level. If you need to take that time to get on the injured list, like those athletes do, take the time, rest, heal yourself, get better, come back a little stronger than ever, and push back into that workout routine. If you have any questions, or maybe you're not sure, or if you're maybe have some aches and pains, you're not sure what to do, feel free to reach out, send me a DM, and I can try to help as best I can. If it's something beyond my scope, then I definitely have some contacts I can refer you to make sure you get the expert advice that you need. Just a quick reminder as we wrap up, if you're in the Barrie and surrounding areas, Sunrise Strong starts next week, July 12th. 6 a.m. workouts. Yes, it's very early. I've seen some of you comment. It is early. It is tough to get up and get there. I find it challenging as well. But you know what? Once you're there, you work out literally looking out over the Kempenfelt Bay with the sun rising in the horizon. You get the fresh air. You see the great friendly people walking by. It's an energy booster, and that in itself, getting out of nature, that fresh air first thing in the morning. But a lot of members who come comment that it's hard to get there. But once they get there, they feel so much better and have so much more energy throughout the day that they get so much more done and really enjoy more of their day, because they get up early and get that good start and get the energizing factor that does come with the workout. So if you're interested, if you know someone in the Barrie or surrounding areas, again, Centennial Beach, 6 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays for 8 weeks, starting July 12th. Again, feel free to send them my info, Pat on Your Back Personal Fitness, and on my Facebook page, my Instagram handle. They're both on there at POYBFit. Both are the same, and the information's there on both. They can click the links to register, or send me a DM, and I can send you the information, and they can register that way. And everyone that signs up gets a Supplement King Shaker Cup and a set of Libre Fitness fat bands, functional assistant training bands, the big loop resistant bands. So you have your own space, you have your own resistance bands to use and to work through. We do a full body workout over the 8 weeks each day, and have a great time doing it. So feel free to come on out if you are, again, in the Barrie and surrounding areas. Shoot me a DM, or again, head to at POYBFit on Instagram or Facebook, and you'll see the details there. That's it for tonight, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you back here next Wednesday. Remember, stay safe. Keep your self-care up. Remember, avoid the pain. No pain. That's all we want. We want lots of gains, no pain. Be sure to take care of yourselves, control those controllables, and remember, always make yourself the priority you deserve to be by striving to be operationally fit. Have a great night.